Welcome
Welcome.
to Shade and the City. I am your girl Treese,
It's Nels.
and today we are here to do our recap of The Bold and the Bougie season 1, episode 7. I believe it was LGB Trippin, something like that.
Yeah, LGB tripping.
Okay, so yes, I wasn't wrong about that. Yes, so thank you guys for being here with us again. All of our returning viewers and our new viewers. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button.
And a subscribe button.
Oh yeah, look, I am not on the job. Yeah, that's what we're here to do. But anyway, and yeah, y'all, it was a decent episode. I felt like I don't know if it's just the Mercury retrograde or what's going on. I'm just overly emotional. I felt like I cried so many times
I
during this.
feel like no, that's not why. You always cry all the time.
but
Over
I felt
dumb.
like it was times where it wasn't necessary, and I'd find myself being like, "Why am I getting teary eyed?"
That
So
could be
yeah, I'm
something
gonna
else.
blame it on the Mercury retrograde. Anyway, y'all, and the Venus is in the Saturn, and
I
that's
would
not
have definitely thought it was something else.
you stupid. Anyway, y'all. So yeah, thank you for being with us. I hope you hit the like and subscribe. And yeah, let's jump into this episode and let's get shady.
I can't
What
with you.
what sexy red say bow, 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 bow.
I cannot. If only y'all could see what she's doing while the damn song is playing.
So yeah, y'all, we pick up where we left off with Tameka, and Kim Ann is her friend's name. I did
What
get
is
it.
it?
Her homegirl's name is Kim Ann.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they're discussing Gaucher's event. Basically, she calls Kim Ann out for being greedy because she says she over here talking about this woman, but she's heard her talk more about the men that she's dating. And apparently, we learned that Kim Ann is just fluid.
She said I'm
Then
fluid.
Tameka, huh?
She said I'm fluid.
Right. So Tameka says she does plan to support Gaucher despite her not liking. And when I tell you, even though it was so messed up, in this moment, I had to live in my Tameka energy because Nels can tell you, I don't like traffic. Really, you really got to give me a good reason to get out the house for me to really want to go anywhere. So don't tell me that it's a long distance, that there's traffic involved, or anything of those. Anything. Don't tell
She's
me
in
it's gonna
Atlanta. There's
rain.
always traffic. There's traffic everywhere she goes.
Don't tell
She
me.
said she said she didn't like driving. Now that I can, that's you definitely. But you would have just
Don't
Ubered.
look. Don't tell me. Don't tell me it's gonna rain. Don't tell anything to. I'll be like, yeah, girl. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna make that. But
She ain't lying.
I was gonna say Nell to tell it. She'll tell you. It's not that I don't love you. It's just that's just who I am. So I was like, I
And
can
for
live
me, the
my
rain ain't stopping nothing. Just mean you got to drive slower. I ain't.
yeah, no. So anyway, she says that basically she's worried about or Kim Ann tells her she's worried about being offensive, and she says that she's not. Um, and basically, she said that, and she was like, "Well, do you feel I can be offensive?" And Kim Ann was like, "Well, I'm not offended by you because I know who you are." However, basically, she was trying to say that yeah, maybe your mouth could get you in trouble, but that's neither here nor there. I'm
As it
happy,
has been
huh?
all. I said as it has been all season.
Right. But I can appreciate. I'm gonna be honest with you. This particular episode, excuse me, this particular episode, I was a little kind of like, I get what Gaucher was saying to get into the meat and potatoes. I get what Gaucher was saying, but I also feel like she didn't give Tameka enough credit because if it would have been me, and it's not something that, again, I told y'all, unless it's this girl over here, then maybe. But outside of that, She can tell you. I will
Don't
talk.
listen to her. It ain't no maybe. She coming, rain, sleet, or snow. Don't listen. Don't
Well,
let her
but
play.
I said only you. But
No, you said maybe. She lying to y'all. She gonna be there, rain. Now for everybody else, it's a maybe.
right.
Okay.
She's been on the other end of the line where I'm like making up reasons why I probably can't go the day before. That's just who I am. I'm
Look,
sorry.
like you heard from the day before. You know it's supposed to rain tomorrow.
Yes, that's how I.
It's supposed to be windy tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna make it.
She ain't told no lies.
Even if I'm supposed to go somewhere, she ain't even supposed to. Chanel, you know it's supposed to snow tomorrow. We supposed to get like 2 inches, girl.
I've
That ain't
been
on the
look.
street. That's in the
I've,
grass.
I've been called by the boo. I'm a meteorologist. I tell you, don't try to go hit golf balls in the morning. You know they predict 40% rain. That's just who I am. So I understood.
But no, I definitely agree with what you're saying. First of all, listen. So I know in the beginning I wasn't really feeling Tameka, but what I can appreciate about her is she stands on who she is, and I like that. I like, she's like, this is who I am, and I ain't switching up for nobody. This is me, and I can appreciate that. And yes, even though she originally said, yeah, I'm not feeling it, I'm not gonna go to the event. She got her friend to go. She even brought support.
Right.
So for her to drive all the way out there, like she said, it's super far. You don't know what I had to go through to get here. And then I have
And
other
not to mention, she had a good excuse. Her
she
son
had
had a
she had
whole
prior
event.
she had other engagements and we like now both of us can agree on the fact we are one event a day people. If we got birthdays
But
to
not
go
even
to,
one event a day. Had I known, I wouldn't have felt bad about it. I would have told you up front I ain't gonna make it. Why I'm
I
not
got
gonna
something else
make
to
it.
do.
And if
That's
you
all right.
feel bad because I'm supporting my child over supporting you, you just gonna be. I don't give a damn if my child is 21 years old. Guess what? I ain't gonna
And
be
they might need help with stuff. They might need me to pick them up
right.
for the party. So no, I
And she
listen.
had a good reason to get out of it. No, that's why I said I don't see anything wrong with Tameka.
No. So then Gaucher's mom, she gives her a call and lets her know she's gonna stop by with her aunt on the way down to Mississippi. I think Gaucher kind of made it a point to let us know that she's only stopping through because it's on the way to Mississippi.
Like
Um,
basically, like this is not something she regularly does.
yeah, she ain't just coming to see me. I'm
But
just
she did say they hadn't talked since the last Thanksgiving.
well, I think they haven't seen each other, not
Well,
talked.
seen each other, right?
Yeah, which and it's not like because the mom was like, "Oh, I haven't seen you since last Thanksgiving. I'm gonna come see you." She was like, "Oh, you on your way to Mississippi? Like, don't make it seem like you just coming to see me because you ain't seen me in
Yeah.
forever." Okay, but she also didn't seem too thrilled either that the mom was stopping by. She was just like, this is like a little convenient trip. Okay, but she also says that her and her mother's relationship is not a normal mom and daughter relationship. She doesn't remember getting any support from her mama. Okay, especially
Oh, I'm
when she
sorry.
came to her.
Nels, you gotta keep me on the thing.
Oh, my fault.
There.
Girl, I'm looking at my notes. I wasn't looking up the dash card. Um, especially when it came to her essay claim. So I can see why there's a little distance there. I guess she came to her mom about it, and her mom maybe she didn't move the way she expected her mom to move.
Well, based off of what we saw later, everybody has their truth. Everybody has their story.
Hmm.
However, I'll wait till we get there. But I feel like her mom's mind might be a little misconstrued.
I can still appreciate, especially watching the other show that we watched.
Right.
I can
Right.
actually appreciate the mom taking some accountability.
Right. No, no, no. And I can too. I can too.
Hmm.
But I just, yeah, it was just interesting. Do I even have a picture for this next scene? I don't even know if I do.
Girl, you don't tell me you didn't get the outfit. You didn't get Princess's outfit. Yes.
Okay, I
Yes,
thought
because
so.
she
Okay.
slayed. That outfit was
So
everything.
we do see Princess. She's en route to her Dillard's fashion show. She gives Dr. Dave a call. She's received a call from her mother on the way there and learned that her father isn't doing well. Apparently, her father has suffered a stroke a few years ago, and then they found out he had a prostate cancer. And apparently, his health has been on the decline since then because he's in a nursing home now. But she's just trying to enjoy her moment. I felt so bad for her. I felt so bad for her.
Mhm.
Um, And so basically, we see Tameka come backstage to join her. She's trying to basically get dibs because apparently she has an upcoming fashion show. So even though she's as critical as she is, she's trying to get, I guess, clues on what not to do for
Mm-hmm.
hers. Now, Princess shares what she's going through because of the, news she got about her dad. All of the rest of the ladies arrived to help except Crystal, who said she was sick. They share, she shares with the audience about her family emergency and how she's basically there pushing through. Tameka was shady with her comments about the clothes as they were
The
going down
entire time.
the entire time. Now, I will say, I'm happy to know, at least from my perspective, when I first watched it, or, and I thought that she was being shady to Princess's designs. However, we do see Princess come out and showcase her designs, and she actually has Takara from America's Next Top Model model one of her jackets or coats or whatever that's resembling to the outfit that she has on. It's the tweed fabric, whatever. And Tameka says she likes it. But yes, in the confessional before that, prior to that, before they get to Princess's stuff, she talks about how, oh, it looks like this, and I don't know if I would ever wear. So I guess I was like, oh, maybe that's the Dillard stuff that she doesn't like.
Well, no,
And
she was showing her line. She was showing her line. I,
no, no,
I
no, but she only had four pieces out of that line. The four pieces were the pieces that came at the end, which was the coat, the outfit that she had on.
oh,
Yeah, and that's what everybody was like, "Oh, I would wear that," but nobody said anything. They were talking junk or Tameka about everything. And I will admit, the things that came down the runway before then did not look like what Princess
yeah, because I was like,
designed.
I didn't like them all, but there were some I liked. But I thought that they were all hers.
No, she only did four pieces. And
Oh,
those
okay,
four
okay.
pieces were the jacket Takara wore, the outfit she has, and I didn't see the other two. But that's what I'm saying. But just based off that, I knew that those were two separate collections. So I was like, okay, so Tameka was shading Miss Dillard, and she can deal with that in her own career. But she, because if you're trying to start a fashion line, I don't think you want to be out here making enemies. But that's neither here nor there. So anyway, yeah, it was all good. And after the show, she tells the ladies that obviously she's worried because her dad isn't doing well, and he's now in hospice. So that's where we end that scene. Any thoughts?
I don't know. I just felt, see, that put it in perspective for me because I really thought Tamika just switched up just because Takara was the one that came out in the damn
Mm-mm.
jacket.
Mm-mm. Because I
Mm.
noticed all the ladies switched up after that. Their opinions kind of switched up. They may not have said much, but they weren't going to say that they disliked it because they didn't know. When Princess personally comes out and says, "These are my pieces, these are my four pieces," then it's like, oh my God, of course I would wear that. I like the tweet. That's when they started really paying attention to the fabrics and the this and that. Other than that, I'm not going to lie to you. I would have been Tameka. I would have been the one making jokes. Don't invite me. Don't like I'm that one. Don't sit next to me at a serious event
Jesus Christ.
unless it's a funeral, and then you don't want to sit next to me anyway.
So, Gaucher's family gets to her house. She lets them know about the girls' trip that she went on. She met with Drea Kelly, and she basically told her to release her inner
Well, she's
girl.
a little thing.
Huh?
She's a little thing. I mean, like she's tiny. When I saw her get up and go to that door in her little outfit, and I was like, and I mean tiny in height and in weight, but she's tiny, like height wise. Like I feel like she's probably the same height as us.
You thought she was tall?
I didn't think she was tall, but I thought she might be taller. Like I didn't think she might be my height or shorter. Like she looks like she might be like all of maybe 4'11" or 5 feet
Oh,
exactly.
you think that's small?
Like well, my height, yes,
4'11", girl. We ain't no 4'11".
5'1". I'm not far off.
Is that all you are? Mm.
If
You
only
know,
I could have got that. If I could have stayed her height, she probably has a handicap sticker, but we won't talk about that.
I can't. I cannot with you. So basically, yeah, she says that Drea Kelly basically, came up to her, told her to let her inner girl child out, okay, and she broke down because of memories from her past. She says the way she was raised affects her, and you know, basically her being essayed, has some effects on her life daily. Now, her mother tried to tell her that, when she spoke about it, basically she felt like she wasn't being detailed and she was being evasive, and she feels like Gaucher, when she told Gaucher that she wanted to be violent to these people, she kind of it deterred her a little bit from talking more about it. Now, Gaucher feels like whatever she was feeling towards her dad basically was taken out on her because apparently the mom was upset that Gaucher decided she wanted to live with her daddy. I mean, maybe she felt more protected there. I'm just saying. So then Gaucher goes into how, she was in multiple foster homes, and apparently that's something the mama don't remember. Gaucher said that she understands that, the mom, any negative encounter, she's blocked out of her mind, but how you don't remember your whole daughter not being in the home with you and being in foster care?
That's when I
Like
was like, wow.
that's crazy. Okay. So she told her aunt,
Well,
listen,
I can admit though, to hear me out. Her mother taking ownership and saying there are some things that I block out because they were just so bad, or
and
she
I
doesn't.
and I understand that, but what I'm saying is, how do you block out a whole individual not being in your home?
Or being removed from your home.
Your child. She said, "Oh yeah, I remember you went to school with the Welts and you had an interview or whatever, and you don't remember the consequences after that. You don't remember them removing her
Because that
your
might be
child."
something she wanted to block out. I'm not saying that I would do it. I'm just saying that from what her mother
I think
said.
when people black stuff out, I don't think that they do it purposely. It's not
Oh,
something that
oh,
you're
oh, oh,
focusing on blocking out. But what I'm saying is, how do you walk past your child's room every day and you forgot that she's not there?
damn.
So no, no, that I didn't understand. And Gaucher basically felt the same way. Um, so Gaucher basically believes that she was raised the way basically her mother was raised. Okay, her mother starts getting into what was done to her by her siblings, but then she decides, not wrong road, wrong road. I ain't gonna go down there. She says, she just kept it moving. She didn't let it break her, and it made her stronger. Then her mom touches on how they don't really have
Can I
a
say that
real.
I feel like, and I'm sorry to interrupt you. I literally having this conversation with someone the other day, and we were
Hmm.
just talking about raising kids today and how it's so different because
Hmm.
we do have this whole mental health perspective.
Hmm.
And it's weird because, you could hear a child say, "Well, mom, you're supposed to love me, so why would you hit me?" Right?
Hmm.
And of course, we don't want our children now to equate violence or any type of a as some sense of love.
Hmm.
However, I think I'm from a generation where I realized that I probably needed those whoopings. And my parents did it because they loved me, right?
Hmm.
However, and so it's, to your point, it just made me realize that I think we come from a generation where, and our parents come from a generation even more so, where they went through things, but they were told to suck it up, swallow it, and get over it. And maybe that's why their mental health wasn't the best. And maybe that's why it did carry over into how we were raised, or you know what I mean, generations, because it wasn't a thing that was talking about. It's okay, things happen in life. Get up, get over, like, you know what I mean? You still here
Well,
to
I mean,
fight another day. So I think it is important for us to have those conversations now, but I could understood when I was in the conversation, somebody was just saying that, like, that's the problem with kids now. We were taught to, the life is gonna life, and you got to be able to get through life because life is gonna throw you hard challenges, and you can't feel like it's the end of the world. But I understand that new side of thinking, that mental health side of thinking, where,
the thing,
so
the
I
thing
don't
is,
know. It's a catch 22. Y'all can
the,
drop down in the comments.
the
I'm
thing
not
is, the thing
trying to
is this.
go too
The thing
left.
is this for
But
me.
I
I
think you all get
I
what I'm saying.
agree with you that it's a generational thing, but I can't speak for everybody else. I can only speak how I was raised, and
Right,
I was raised by my grandmother also,
right,
and she, yes, children were seen and not heard, right, and
right,
that's just the way
right,
it was.
exactly.
But she also protected me. She also made sure I was protected. So I didn't need to speak on this. I don't, you know what I mean? These are things, and I felt Gocha when she said, I should never been in these situations. I should
Uh,
have never been
right.
put in these
I
type of
did hear her say
situations.
that.
So yes, if you want to be seen, if you want your child to be seen and not heard, and you don't want them to have any of these traumas and come to you later on in life about this, then you protect them. You make sure that there's nothing to talk about moving forward. And I think that's what she was saying. She didn't feel the love because she wasn't protected. And then when I come to you and talk to you about it, you blocking out my trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming to talk to you about my trauma and you blocking my trauma out.
No, that's valid. Very valid.
Um, so yeah, basically, her mom touches on how, they don't have a real mother and daughter relationship. So Gaucher suggests that they go to counseling. She lets her know that as long as she feels comfortable with the counselor, she is all here for it. And they hug it out, and they feel like it's been some progress made.
Well, sorry guys, I didn't get a picture for this next scene, but very sad. Princess,
You know what? I ain't even gonna say it because it was a sad scene.
right. Princess is very emotional because she just received the news that her father has passed. She's upset that she didn't call him or reach out to him. She calls her mother and she confirms that her father did pass that morning. I think at like 4 in the morning. And she wishes she would have called him because he was asking about his children. Again, that's what I'm saying. Generational, I don't know, maybe she didn't think or care about her mental health because she's in mourning. I don't know, but I just didn't think she needed to put that on her child you know what I mean? Especially after, if I'm not mistaken, we heard her mother say, or at least the story that she gave us was that her mother was like, there's nothing you could do, go do your event, baby, da 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 da, whatever.
So, and I think that's why Princess was saying that her mom was definitely disappointed in her because, and that's why I think, not saying that it's right, but I think that's why the mom said what she said because, yeah, she told her to go do your event, but she did also tell her to call your father today. So when she's like, oh yeah, he was asking for his children, and it's really sad that you didn't get to speak to him before he was gone or whatever. It's because she said, I told you to call his ass yesterday, and you ain't do
And
it.
you think that's a great thing to say
I'm
someone
not
is
saying that. I'm just saying I didn't say it's okay.
mental? We just got on a mental
I'm
health
not
tirade,
what
and
I
you want
said. What I said was I'm not saying it's okay, but what I'm saying is she put it on her because she felt like you ain't do what the hell I told you to do. And yes, and I felt like when she was saying that, that's why Princess got the vibe that her mother was
to
disappointed in her.
disappointed in her. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
She didn't even want to.
Um,
She seemed like she didn't even really want to talk to Princess at the time.
mhm.
She kind of rushed her off the phone.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I
and
felt that
it
too.
was giving, you wouldn't have been feeling this way had your ass just listened.
Yep, yep, that's very true. Anything else on that scene?
No. So
Okay.
then at Gaucher's drag brunch, the ladies start coming in.
I don't know why
Tia,
it's so far to the right. Sorry, Nums.
it's cool. So then T.S. Madison, she is in love with Malaysia. Okay, called this lady Wonder Woman. You know what? And she was actually with the bodysuit and the boots. She was giving Wonder Woman. She just needed the hair. Okay. Tameka got there, and even though she was aggravated, she had to go so far. She says she wants to support the event and support Gaucher. Now they don't expect the princess to show up after what happened with her father, and apparently, Crystal had a coat drive that she didn't invite anybody to, but she is supposed to come there afterwards. Now they questioned the ladies in the confessional about what LGBTQ stands for. Surprisingly, Tameka was the only one that got it right. Apparently, I guess maybe she doesn't need to be educated on it because she showed up and showed
What did
out.
she say? What else do I need to know?
They didn't even know that. Gaucher didn't even know that. Ma'am, you throwing a whole event. You don't even know what the letters stand for?
No, I think she did. I think she just wanted to reiterate.
No. Because at the end of the event, she asked TS. Remember?
Reiterate for everyone in the crowd.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you don't think she knew? I think she
Mm-mm. 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 So, then the performance started, the performance started to come out. Now, Gaucher hands Tameka some ones. She slid them over to her little friend child. She like, yeah, I'm not. I ain't about to do that. So Gosha went right back over there. She took the money. She said, "No, boo, this here is for you."
She didn't do that at the strip club. Why would you expect her to do that at with a drag? That's just not who Tameka is. And that's
You
why,
know
to
what?
your point, she stands on who she is.
That is a great point. That is a great point. I wish that Tameka would have said that
And
in the
not even
moment.
that. And this is a shot to production. Y'all so quick to roll receipts for everything else Tameka do. Roll receipts how she did not interact with any of them strippers at that strip club at all.
Yeah,
That's not what she does.
that's a great point because it did. This scene did make it look like she just didn't
She
want
was,
to.
yeah, and that's what
Yeah.
I didn't like. That was again, they're trying to paint her away, and unfortunately, I hate to say it, but if you've done this and reviewed shows along, you can spot it and be like, nah, that's not,
Hmm.
because we just seen it last episode. She did not interact. You don't ever see her. She might bust into a rap or do that, but when all the other girls are twerking or smacking on booty, that's not Tameka. That's not
Yeah.
what she does.
Hmm. And actually, so Gaucher, to your point, Gaucher said she thinks that she has a phobia, I guess, of not looking classy. And I'm sure she's not throwing money at strippers or interacting with the strippers because she doesn't feel like it's classy. And
Classic, right?
it's the same scenario with this. So then about 10 minutes
That
later,
little boy took her out about the hood and she raised him. Okay, so she did something right, and I don't think he could have got strippers. He got her.
did you say that little boy?
She was a whole grown woman with two kids.
You said that little boy.
Y'all know who that little boy I'm talking about. I ain't saying she dread him, but I'm just saying
Dread him.
she got that little
um,
boy and raised him. It took her. She said, "Don't worry about your mama. I got you, boo."
you an idiot. I can't with you.
That's why her mama didn't like her. That's why his mama didn't like her.
Oh my God. So then about 10 minutes later, she grabbed her purse. She said she got to leave. Okay. Goshay follows her out. Girl, why you checking on everybody that's leaving, girl? And she said, listen, I got to go. I got to go to my son's party. The thing started at 6, girl, and you far. Okay. Goshay, I think she wanted a reaction because she was like, that's how I feel going to your house. Tameka said, okay, all
I
right, well,
received that. That means I live on the outskirts with some land,
all
stuff
right,
that you
thank
got
you.
to get to.
She said, all right. So then Goshay lets her know, that you're going to miss the whole reason why I wanted you to come, the whole Q&A to get more educated. She said, girl, you don't think I'm educated enough? She said, I got to go. I'm running late. Boo, bye. What?
Shade City, Shade Squad, do not. I'm gonna just speak very candidly because that's what we are here to do: recap and review. So I'm say in advance, I am not trying to offend anyone. But what Gaucher was doing, because in this moment, Tameka came, she supported. Yes, did she eat? There was food there, but she came, she supported, she showed up when she didn't want to show up at all. And
Mm.
then you trying
And
to,
brought somebody else to support.
right, and
And
then
left her there. She's still supporting.
you trying to force this education on her that you want her to hear this, that you want, and I can understand you. I understand Gaucher's point in, I feel like this is a part of my life, so I want you to understand it so I can feel supported.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I'm not saying I feel this way, but I do think this is a perfect example of what people talk about where it feels like you're trying to force it on me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be cool with you, do what you do what you do. But when you're trying to like, now I have to be, and I kind of felt that that's what Gaucher was doing. Like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to stay. And it was like, I came, I supported you, boo. What more do you want
Mm-hmm.
from me?
Mm-hmm.
That's not my thing. And
Yeah.
that's okay too. Just like, you know what I mean? I just I saw that in that moment, and I was like, I wonder. Y'all can drop down in the comments. I wonder if anybody else saw it that way. Like I said, I don't have any
I
bias
mean,
or
I
anything.
kind of see that as like, I don't know if if you invited me to go to like, I don't know, a basketball game. So I really don't.
You don't really
Yeah,
go to basketball.
I
Now, if
don't.
it's my son playing, then
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
might be a
go. I'm
little bit
gonna go
more
support.
sensitive.
But am I gonna sit down and listen to the coach and find out how play by play and everything that how the game is? No, I'm not. That's not something I'm interested. I'm just here to support.
And
So
if you get there, you eat a hot dog and you leave at the first quarter, I couldn't be mad. You came to support. Am I expecting you to stay the whole game? If we ain't got after plans and think no. And especially not if you tell me, oh, I got something to do with my daughter. But I was, because again, we said it in the beginning of the video, we are one event a day people.
I wouldn't
So
have
if
been
she
there.
showed up on the day that she has her own event plan and still shows up for my child or my event or whatever, I would just be happy that she graced me with her presence. I wouldn't care how long she was there. And in this, again, Gocha, I don't know why she's reaching for Tameka's acceptance, because that's what it feels like at this point. You're reaching for her acceptance, and you have it, but it's just not in the way that you want it.
Hmm. But apparently, Gaucher didn't feel supported. She goes back inside. She expresses to Malaysia that she
Well, can I
appreciates
just
her
say this
being
too?
there.
Because I
What?
know you're not gonna say it, but let's just talk about the real. I think it was also a little displaced anger, and this review is getting a little longer than I wanted it to be. But anyway, I think it was a little displaced anger for real, because really you're mad at Crystal for not being here. Crystal is supposed to be your real homegirl,
Hmm.
and she had something planned, didn't tell you about, or whatever the case may be. You weren't invited to that.
Oh
That's
well, no, Gaucher knew. The other ladies didn't know.
right. But what it feels like to me is Gaucher's really upset about that. Now maybe we'll see Crystal come through later or something like that, like they said she would. But I think that's what it, because she's mentioned twice how Crystal hasn't shown up and it's bothering her. And then the one person who I feel like she should care the least about, she's like harping on, and I'm like, okay, this.
But even though we feel like she should care the least about her, she's made it known that she cares that Tameka's there. She said it from back at the bus
Yeah, yeah, that's
before
true.
Krista was even supposed to show up or not show up. She made a huge deal about Tameka coming. Um, so yeah, basically, Gaucher goes back inside. She expressed to Malaysia how she appreciates her being there. But you know, she feels like Tameka came, ate, and left, and she feels like that's hurtful. So then they move on to the Q&A portion. Gaucher started with wanting to debunk that TS does not like black women. She said, my whole mama is a black woman, okay? And that's the first black woman I ever fell in love with. That is my best fucking friend, okay? Now, TS asked Gaucher, when did she know that she was gay? She said when she was a little kid, she always thought that women were beautiful and sexy, and she didn't feel the same way for guys. Now, TS said that she didn't know that she was gay, but she knew that there was something, okay? And that's really the question that people need to be asking. In the middle of TS speaking, I thought it was kind of rude. Gaucher pulls out this huge check and shows that she donated $1,000 to the Trans Women of Color Healing, the Colored Healing
Well, I
Project,
think in her defense,
and
and
presented
I
it
don't
to
know,
TS.
I think it was the way it was edited. I don't think maybe I'm wrong. I don't think, and I'm not saying We TV is closed minded by any means. I think maybe they didn't want to go into the spiel of it all. Um, so they just showed like a little clip of whatever, whatever, and
Well,
then
no, she literally was interrupted
oh,
by
okay.
the check. I mean,
I
she
was trying
while
to blame
she
it
was
on editing, y'all. Now
no
see that won't it?
while she was speaking, Gaucher stood up, went to the side, got the check, and distracted TS from speaking and finishing her sentence and presented
Okay,
her with the check.
okay.
Um, so,
I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that.
so then Gaucher in Malaysia asked TS what all the letters stand for. Um, it was lesbian, gay, bi, trans, queer, intersex. But then they left out the A because I want to know what the hell the A
I
stands
wanted to
for
know
now.
what the A meant too. But one thing I thought was really dope was one young
Yes, I
I don't want to misappropriate her pronoun, his or her pronoun. But I thought it was important when they said that some of the
some of
letters
the
are
letters are
about
about sexual orientation, and some
right.
the other ones are gender identity. And
Yes.
I didn't know that, and I thought that that was dope. I thought that that was
And,
some dope.
honestly, I would have probably very much enjoyed an event like that. I would have been like
Mhm.
Malaysia. I would have been very educated, but I'm open. And what I'm not gonna do is, because I feel like you want to be in a place where people are and I get it. You think that, oh, if you tell people they'll be more receptive, but if you not if you in my opinion, if you're not open going in, you're not gonna be, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt like just leave Tameka alone. And she showed up and she went to her son's birthday party. But I do think it was a great event. Shout out to Gocha for
Did you
doing
see
that.
Mimi was there?
Who?
Mimi.
Oh, she should have been probably.
You said she what? She what?
No, I'm saying she should have been. She's a part of that community, but maybe she didn't go. Maybe
I
Ty.
mean, that don't mean you go to every event. I was just, you know,
You
look.
didn't hear my shady remark. Maybe
She
Ty
said
was.
I got to be where the cameras is at. Okay.
I know, and I said, and maybe Ty was there. That's why she didn't go. I don't know.
I ain't see Ty.
I was just being shady. So yeah, guys, if you haven't already, please, please, please do us a favor because you love us. Make sure y'all hit that like button.
Make sure you comment
Make sure you subscribe.
and hit the notification bell.
Make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And also, y'all, go ahead and become a member. Go ahead and become a member. You know, pay your tithes and offering. I'm just kidding. But no, and in all seriousness, no, definitely, you'll definitely want to become a member. We got some exclusive things coming. Like I said, we got merch coming, working on a lot, busy, busy, busy. My head is all over the place. You can ask Nels, but I'm always coming with different things. And we've just been blessed to have different people show up and come into our
And
life.
support and yeah.
Yeah, and I can only think it's everything that I've been trying to manifest. And so I'm just trying to receive it, but we got a lot of things coming. And so we want y'all to be on board for our journey. So y'all can say we saw them started from the bottom and now we're here. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we love y'all. We thank y'all for tuning in, and we will catch y'all next week for, or actually later this week for a recap of the Bold and the Bougie. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye bye.